series of videos are going to explore different fundamentals of improv learning that we practice at the Bristol Improv Theatre. This first one is about acceptance and consent. Improv is the art of making things up on the spot. Improv skills can be used in all parts of our life. We can use it to build being more resilient in the workplace, to practice how to be creative with our children and families, and also how to be more present and reactive as a performer. Improv is typically taught through facilitated games and exercises. These can be done in person or on an online platform like Zoom.
Hello, Sam.
Hello!
In this series of videos, we're going to explore different fundamental core concepts of improv which we teach at the Bristol Improv Theatre. The first one is going to be acceptance, which is about accepting one another's ideas or offers in improv.
Got your improv hat on?
I can get one if you want, but you know, let's just see how it goes.
Yeah, okay.
For a lot of us, when we're scared, our natural fight or flight instincts can kick in, which means we reject ideas in the early stages of creativity. By practicing and training in acceptance, we're helping to rewire our brain and listen and build on each other's ideas.
Let's go to the park.
Yes, and when we're at the park, let's go on the swings.
Yes and is a common tool which we can use to practice and train acceptance.
Yes, and when we go on the swings, let's jump off at the highest possible point.
Yes!
In the exercise, Let's Go to the Park, one participant is going to begin a story by saying, "Let's go to the park." Every sentence after that then begins with yes and.
Yes, and let's go and enjoy a picnic while we're at the park.
Yes, and let's eat jam sandwiches.
Yes, and let's eat bacon with the jam sandwiches. Why not?
Yes!
The participants can also physicalise what they're doing to help create a deeper level of acceptance.
We should climb on one of those spider climby things.
Yes, and when we get to the top of the climby thing, we should look out at the whole of the rest of the park.
For participants new to improvisation, training in enthusiastically accepting whatever the idea is, no matter how wild it is, can be a really great way to practice acceptance.
While we're on the moon, let's meet some aliens.
Yes, and let's dress up as princesses.
Yes, and let's form a tap dancing band.
Yes, and let's go and buy some whole cucumbers.
Yes!
A more advanced version of the game can be to listen and build on what story has emerged already.
Let's eat an ice cream.
Yes, let's. Let's throw the ice cream at Seagull.
Yes, let's.
A block is a technical word for when an idea or an offer is rejected or shut down. Participants often do this when they're feeling scared, aren't present, or are chasing laughs.
Let's go to the park.
Yes, and we should actually go to the museum because the museum will probably be better.
Yes, and we go to the museum but it's closed.
Blocks can disrupt the flow of a story.
Once we've snuck in, it's just the toilets and then that door's locked. So we're just stuck in the toilets.
Training in acceptance and yes and does not mean we don't say no in improv. Consent and trust are a fundamental part of learning this art form. If at any point something comes up for a participant that makes them feel uncomfortable, they are fully empowered to say no or time out the scene.
And then we, as vampires, rip this helpless person apart, limb from limb, and then we take like a foot and we use it almost as like a drinking vessel, and we just like pour the blood on.
Can we just? However, I'm not really feeling the amount of graphics this is going into. Can we be like vampires, you know, just chilling?
In improv, we encourage the participants to aim to delight and inspire the other performers or participants in the group. This is something that Keith Johnstone taught in his book, Improv for Storytellers.
Mrs. Periwinkle, it's wonderful to to be on this romantic walk with you in the park.
In aiming to delight and inspire, we're aiming to give each other a good time rather than aiming to humiliate or embarrass one another.
There's just one thing that I think would make it even better, and that's a little kiss.
Oh! No, I don't feel like that at the moment.
If at any point you as a participant are worried that you've made a choice that's made someone uncomfortable, best practice is to have an open dialogue with them about how they felt about what just happened. If you're in doubt, speak to the person, speak to your instructor, or speak to another member of class. As instructors, it's really important to encourage and facilitate and help participants practice having an open dialogue about boundaries and the fact that everyone has different emotional and physical boundaries.
How did it feel when I sort of offered the kiss? And
I felt a bit like I didn't want to get my face, I'm going to do it now, like get my face like so close to the camera and it be like, because you never know who can see what up your nose and just like stuff like that.
A great thing to practice in class and in performances is to check in with your scene partner after a game or a scene has happened. This means you can check if at any point their boundaries were crossed, or you can find out what it is that really inspires and delights them.
I thought it was very funny that they were so coy.
Advanced players can practice accepting offers while saying no to something that's overriding their emotional or physical boundaries.
Drop and give me 20 press-ups.
you know what? No, I'm honestly, I'm pretty sick of being in the army, and I've always just wanted to cook. So I'm just gonna drop out and start to become a chef.
The reason we don't teach yes and as a rule is because sometimes we can accept an offer by saying no. Take the scary monster.
I'm coming to get you.
In summary, acceptance is about listening and building on each other's ideas, which makes creativity easier.
I want to do a scene set in a world that's not even been discovered yet.
Okay, cool.
Aiming to give one another a good time and have an open dialogue about consent and boundaries is vital for building trust.
Yeah, our own world. Let's do that.
Yeah?
Quirky characters.
Yes. Full of quirky characters.
In our next video, we're going to discuss support.
See you next time. Bye.